No, what I'm saying is, let's just say that Meech didn't know about, Tammy setting up, was gonna set up Cuffy and the Mexican Suarez or whatever, right?
Right.
But after he's found out, because everybody knows she's an informant now, they're still doing the show with her. They're still dealing with her. She was still on the red carpet for BMF.
Was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle.
After 50 Cent called Black Mafia family founder Big Meech a rat for collaborating with Rick Ross, the internet was ablaze with rumors. However, it appears that the drama is just beginning, as Big Meech responded, sending 50 a severe warning to back off. Or else .50 then launched a barrage of posts attacking Big Meech following the news that Big Meech would be performing with Rick Ross at a Welcome Home show in Florida.
Boss Ricky Rose, the time has come. Meech home. February 13th, get your tickets right now, it's going down.
Since 50 Cent is one of Rick Ross's greatest critics and demands total devotion from everyone he does business with, he took the Big Meech and Rick Ross partnership very personally. However, Meech is now retaliating, claiming that 50 is the true snitch in this case. Let's get started, because the only reason 50 is crying over this is that he is upset that Meech is conducting business with his opposition. The entire situation is a hot mess. One thing about 50 Cent that we should all be aware of by now is that he truly takes people as enemies. Considering that his adversary is a professional hater, it appears that Big Meech is the most recent to fall victim to 50 Cent's WVs. All began when 50 posted a picture that revealed the truth and nothing but the truth about BMF. "Who is Tammy Cowan?" he captioned the picture, saying, "This is going to blow your mind. Doctor, you coming? The facts will shortly be out." While Season 4 has not yet begun, stranger than fiction. Boom 50 was alluding to BMF, the crime drama television series that centers on the Black Mafia family. The show debuted on September 26, 2021, and has since been renewed for 3 more seasons. One of the drama's central figures is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech, the protagonist of the BMF series, which is based on his real life. His son, Demetrius Flannery Jr., plays Big Meech, while his brother, Terry Southwest T. Flannery, is portrayed by Haitian-American actor Da Vinci. The brothers founded BMF Entertainment in the 2000s after emerging from the dilapidated streets of Southwest Detroit in the late 1980s and creating one of the most powerful criminal families in American history, the Black Mafia family. Though it appeared to be a hip-hop record label and promotion company, it was actually a front for their money laundering schemes. Then, of course, there's 50 Cent. It was revealed in July 2019 that 50 had started working on a television show about the Black Mafia family, where he would serve as the executive producer. One of the production firms for the project was Stars, in collaboration with Lonnet Films and Television Incorporated. Tammy Cowan is another important character in this tale. In a 2014 interview with Straight from the Source, Tammy referred to Big Meech as her best friend and business partner. In addition to co-producing BMF, Tammy co-produced a related 2012 program called BMF, The Rise and Fall of a Hip-Hop Drug Empire. Since Tammy is Big Meech's business partner and they have a tight working relationship, 50 Cent's post caused a lot of controversy. 50 additionally suggested that, in an upcoming tell-all documentary, some sinister secrets about Tammy Cowan and Big Meech would be revealed. However, 50 took it a step further when he shared a picture of a rat with the caption, "I think I'm Big Meech." 50 implied that Big Meech's greatest error was not maintaining the truth about his relationship with Tammy Cowan, which is now being revealed in her tell-all documentary.
What about you and Rick Ross?
That is desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point. Because if you're looking for someone, it ain't that hard to find me. I'm around. And I'm not used to having an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm going to do something to a correctional officer or to a police officer or anyone who's been under oath that's going to say with no problem everything that you've said and everything that's happened immediately after. This person is sworn in to tell, it's not like, oh, you want to be surprised after he tells everything? Because of what? Because of the line that he said in the song? Yeah.
Do you think he's that crazy?
Huh?
You think he's that crazy?
I don't think he's crazy. I don't even care.
No, but the situation is that crazy like that.
No, it's a correctional officer. It's a correctional officer that is rapping like a dealer. It shows you that's the point in our culture that you can identify with you actually being who you say you are doesn't matter. That's the point where if it sounds good, they're fine with it for a short period of time. You can tell her over it now.
Time traveled to 2019. When the subject of Rick Ross came up during an interview with Bootleg Kev and DJ Head on Los Angeles radio station Real 92.3, 50 did not back down. He reaffirmed his belief that Ross has no bearing on the music business, stating that there is nothing about his career that he admires. Before he became the rapper and multimillionaire mogul we know today, 50 Cent had a lot of legal issues. He was just a young man attempting to make ends meet in South Jamaica, Queens. His mother died when he was 8 years old, and he ended up on the streets, selling drugs when he wasn't in school or at the boxing gym. So you can understand why 50 wants nothing to do with Rick Ross. Rick Ross responded to 50 Cent on his Instagram stories, calling him a hurt person who used to throw people like him in jail and is most likely still an informant. He then went on a tirade, ordering 50 to quit treating business matters personally and to stop getting emotional.
Nigga took a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe. Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these don't know you. And for anybody going against Ricky Rose, let me have this. I've been putting my foot up for the last 15 years. Everything you touch crumble. Why you think Rose on top? We don't take this personal, we get into the motherfucking money. Now, Big Meech, February 13th, that concert gonna be off the motherfucking book. Putting this foot up you and leaving it in your motherfucking intestine. You know what's going down. Car show bigger than ever. Ricky Rose, the biggest.
The brothers were accused of 2 charges: possession with intent to distribute more than 5 kilograms and conspiracy to distribute 5 kilograms or more of drugs. Conspiracy to launder monetary instruments. Big Meech insisted on his innocence during the 2008 trial, but there was a ton of evidence against him that in October 2024, it was revealed that Big Meech would be released from prison to a residential re-entry program in Miami after being found guilty and given a 30-year prison sentence. It was wonderful news for Big Meech, his family, and his admirers when his official release date was established as August 17, 2025. However, people were still perplexed as to how he managed to escape from prison much sooner than expected. This led to speculation that the only way he could have done so was by striking a deal that required him to become an informant. His best friend, Tammy Cowan, was believed to have played a role in this.
Demetrius Flannery and his brother, Terry, ran one of the country's largest operations during the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. The pair had hundreds of employees, generated hundreds of millions of dollars, and even had a successful record label and magazine. But in 2006, the brothers were indicted in a federal RICO case originating out of Georgia.
BMF was the first group that was accused of being both a criminal organization and a record label.
Attorney Josh Schiffers says Demetrius, also known as Big Meech, is highly regarded because he never took a deal or snitched on his co-conspirators.
And he went down. And when he went down, he and his brother were sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Tammy Cowan owns the rights to Big Meech's life story, which he sold to her in 2022. Tammy gained notoriety as a government informant. In an interview with Vlad TV, Tanya Welch, the first lady of the Black Mafia family, revealed how she initially learned that Big Meech had sold his life rights to Tammy, a known informant. Welch claimed Tammy started a smear campaign against her and even attempted to have her sent back to jail.
I get down to my probation officer, my son in the car. I say, if I don't come out in a couple of hours, call the lawyer. I get in there, Tammy Cohen is a government informant. So she says, my probation officer is sitting there and some other guy. I can't remember his name, but I just knew he was part of the DEA. And I come in, I go in, I'm like, You know, this is everybody's nightmare. I already did my time. Only thing I wanted to come home and do is take care of myself, take care of my family, make amends for my mother, redeem myself through, you know, the world, or anybody that I felt like I affected. So they told me, and he says, you know what this is about? And I said, no. He said, well, you threatened a government informant, and that's a federal offense, and plus it's a violation of your probation. And I said, well, who did I threaten? I don't know what you're talking about. So he go over the story, and I'm sitting there, and I'm telling you, I've heard of people killing themselves not to go back to prison. I went to prison, man. I went to prison. When I say I came home, and all these people were going at my head, all these people I helped, all these people, I'm a mother. I was somebody's daughter. I lost my father, lost my mother. You know, I was somebody's daughter. And here you are. You didn't put in no work. No work. All you did is start writing a man. And this man befriended you, gave you his life rights. And just because you've been a government informant since 2008, you have the right to tell them that I threatened you. I went on, they told me that they were gonna arrest me. They were gonna charge me.
If you thought that was bad, wait until you hear this. Straight from the horse's mouth, Cuffy, a longtime associate of Big Meech, has been claiming for over a decade that Meech was a snitch. In a leaked jail phone call, Cuffy detailed how Big Meech allegedly sold him out to the federal government to protect his own reputation.
Gatling, I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle. Like, this situation has been completely devastating on so many different levels, and there's still so many questions that aren't answered. At this point, I can only shed light on what I know for sure to be facts, and hopefully one day I will have the complete truth. But in 2011, around that time, Meech reached out to my dad in regards to creating a BMF movie. So Meech hooked my dad up with a woman named Tammy Cohens. At the time, Tammy was Meech's power of attorney. Also, she owned the life rights. So my dad was working with Meech, Tammy, T, basically trying to work on a movie. Finally arrested my dad and we received the discovery. He knew exactly who CS1 was, and he told me and my mom that it was Tammy Cohens. At that time, we really did not want to believe. We wanted to give Meech the benefit of the doubt. It was really, really hard to believe that Meech would set my dad up. It was almost unbelievable. So we were able to reach out, get a message to Meech, and basically let him know that Tammy was an informant. We later received a message from him saying that it had to be a misunderstanding. Just call her, she'll straighten this out, so on, so on. And at this time, my dad was like, I'm not dumb, I'm not about to call an informant.
The entire situation involving Big Meech and Tammy conspiring to set someone else up is quite complex. Meech further betrayed himself by conducting business with Tammy and selling his life rights to her.
And how did Meech have information on you and give it to Tammy so you could get caught up in it? How did that happen? So that means you got to go back to the movie.
Okay, so let me take them back. So me and Tammy were working on the BMF movie. I originally had the script and paid for the script for the BMF movie, not the show that 50's doing on Stars. But I I originally paid for the script for the BMF movie, so we were shopping the movie.
So Tammy was involved at that time, which is CS1. So
Tammy Cowan, CS1, had all Meech life rights.
right. And what year was that?
This all the way back in 09, 2010.
Okay.
Big Meech hasn't directly addressed any of this yet. However, rumors are circulating that he isn't going to end his partnership with Rick Ross just because 50 Cent's feelings are hurt. In fact, Meech allegedly thinks 50 Cent is a hypocrite for calling him a rat. Since 50 worked with Tammy for over a decade, many people believe 50 Cent is acting shady. Some have commented, "So 50 partnered with an informant, why isn't that the headline?" It's absurd because it's not the first time 50 knew about Tammy being an informant. He just didn't care until she got involved with Ross. What do you think?
So
we proved that there was a legitimate business.
Right.
Legal business.
Right.
So, well, so let's take it back. The original target was the guy by the name of Fidel Suarez. That was a Mexican cartel member out of California. He was the initial target.
Right. Fidel Suarez was the initial target out of Cali.
His name is in the paperwork.
Right, that's that.
Tammy was trying to get Suarez.
Did Big Meech go too far by partnering with Rick Ross? Or is 50 Cent being hypocritical? Let us know in the comments.